Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be playing Forza MotorSport. This is a game I've been looking forward to for a long time, as it's had a lot of delays and it's finally here. So I'm gonna jump straight into it. I'm gonna quickly go through the in-game settings that I'm using. Playing at a resolution of 3840 by 2160. Game does support NVIDIA DLSS, and if you use the quality option, you can actually use this game in DLAA mode. But I'm going to be using just the basic anti-aliasing that the game supports for now. I'll try that out in another video. I'm also using custom for dynamic optimization, which means all the options I select on the advanced video setting will override any dynamic settings that would have been enforced. And it tells you just that in this little message here. Now, as you can see, performance targets unlocked, so we should be able to hit whatever frame rate my system can muster. Resolution scale is also at 100%. 16 times anisotropic filtering, and the game does have full ray tracing as well in terms of reflections and some ambient occlusion, so that's nice to see. So everything else is maxed out here. Not all settings go to ultra though. Texture quality for the track only goes to high, and motion blur only goes to high as well. I usually don't have motion blur enabled. When it comes to driving games, I feel it is very important to have this enabled for a sense of speed. So that is pretty much it. I will actually go through my driving assist as well, because you can drive this game in so many ways. Just for clarity as well, I am using my Xbox 360 wired control pad. I do have a wheel, but I haven't had the time to take it out and get it set up yet, so I just want to give you guys a first look at the game. So I'm not using any suggested line. I'm using ABS, but on like the lowest version of it. No throttle assist, steering is at normal, traction controls off and stability controls off. My shifting is manual, however you can do manual shifting with the clutch as well. I prefer not to do that. You can cause your car damage if you don't use the clutch properly. You need to practice that on this game. And that is pretty much it. So I'm playing the game at a decent level of realism, so let's get straight into it and see how the game performs. I usually don't talk through driving games, but I want to give you guys my feedback on it as well, because I know you're interested in what I think about the game and what the experience is like, not just the performance.
As you practice, you will pass through select track segments that are key to fast lap times. Your time is tracked through key segments, and when you improve your time, you'll receive a car progression bonus.
Okay guys, so what I intend to do, what I intend to do is change the view after a few laps. So I'm going to start with the chase cam, then I'll go over to the cockpit cam. So this is Mugello in Italy. I use this track quite a lot when it came to tuning cars on Forza MotorSport 7 and all the other ones that I played previously on my Xbox 360. Let's get past this Mazda. I think that was a Mazda. So I'm driving the Ford Mustang GT. You can really feel the weight of the car. It doesn't feel nimble in any way, but it's got a lot of power in those low gears, so you can really have to be careful with the throttle. You don't want the back stepping out. I'm not too sure what the transmission is on this game. Is it on this car? Is it rear transmission?
Every circuit features key segments, like the one you just completed, that we can use to gauge your overall lap performance. Experiment with where to get on the brakes, when to accelerate, and find your perfect racing line to shave precious seconds off your lap time.
Yeah, I definitely need to get used to this car. This is my real first time driving it, so I just need to get some practice in. Okay, I should be able to get past this car in this straight. I'm really taking this corner really tentatively. I'm not really confident with it yet, but I need to improve. Try and stay on the track this time. Visually though, the game looks much better than the previous Forza MotorSport 7. That used to do some wild things with the lighting, depending on what time of day you played. Whereas this is definitely going to be a lot more accurate due to ray tracing. Able to take him over pretty easy. I went off the track last time here, but not this time. Should really be down in second gear here. So I need to do it better in this sector. I think the third time will be the charm. Past this Mercedes. This car does not have a lot of grip. I'm gonna try and roll around this corner and get on the throttle as early as possible.
There you go. That was your fastest time through that segment this session. Keep it
Yeah.
up, and we'll have no problem getting the results we're after today.
Just warming up. So as you can see, performance is really good, getting over 100 frames per second at the moment. But there will be more demanding areas in the game when there's more tracks, more cars on track, and of course weather conditions will play a part. But generally the RTX 4090 at native 4K does a great job. You should be always above 60 frames per second. These guys are not allowing me to take the line that I want, but it's no excuse. I should be able to navigate them. Okay, that was an unfortunate collision there, but one thing I'll say about the collisions as well, it really feels like a significant impact when you hit another car. Even if it's lightly, you really feel that impact. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this section a little bit quicker. Try and get on the throttle a little bit earlier. Okay, not my best lap. I don't think I've hit the target lap time yet, so.
Nice work out there in practice. The race is next.
Okay, so I think I have hit the target lap time. I'm gonna change the view now to the cockpit cam, so you guys can have a quick look, and then I'll jump straight into the race. So yeah, it's worth noting that the game seems to be well optimized for the i9-3900K and probably any other Alder Lake or Raptor Lake CPU that uses performance cores, because it's only targeting the performance cores, and as you can see, all of the E cores are pretty dormant, not really doing much. So that shows me they've really geared the game towards these types of CPUs, which is nice to see. One of the reasons why this game was so delayed was the tire model that worked with the previous game didn't work with this game, and they literally had to remodel all of the tracks because they were getting unforeseen car behavior. Like cars would bounce down the straight like porpoising. I don't know how many of you guys watched F1 when they went to the ground effect cars last year. There was a massive issue with a lot of cars bouncing at high speeds due to the ground effect, and they said they were experiencing this with the new tire model on the old track, so they literally had to remodel all of the old tracks just so the new tire model would work. So you know, it's one of the reasons why it took so long, but it's here now, and it does feel really good. I generally do drive better while not talking, but I'm just trying to give you guys as much feedback as possible. But I absolutely love the Forza MotorSport franchise, the first true alternative to Gran Turismo on the PlayStation, and it was always a game that I wanted to come to the PC. So when it came to the PC with Forza MotorSport 7 being the first full version of the Motorsport series, I was delighted, of course. And now we have Forza MotorSport 8. I'm not too sure why they dropped the number and just called it Forza MotorSport. Maybe they just wanted to rebrand. But anyway, guys, that was just a look at a practice race. I'm going to finish up now and jump straight into a race to see how I do. Game uses quite a lot of VRAM as well, 10 gigabytes. So maybe a lot less if you're not using ray tracing. If you've got 8 gigabytes of VRAM, probably wouldn't get away with 4K anyway with ray tracing. Okay, let's do this. I've got no idea how many cars are in this game, but I would imagine there's quite a lot. Forza are usually pretty generous with the licensing that they can get. I'm gonna go back to the chase camera. I drive a little bit more confident with this camera angle. While using a control pad anyway, or while using a wheel, I'd prefer to use the cockpit cam. So I'm just going to draft this Cadillac. The game does feel super smooth. The only time you see frames time stutters is generally when UI elements pop up, like the standings of the final of a race or something like that. But while you're playing, it seems pretty smooth. Okay. I think I'll have enough pace to take these guys. Don't see them being a real issue. Having to play with the throttle here because the Mustang GT does have some decent acceleration in the low gears, so you don't want the back stepping out. This corner you kind of got to roll around it because the car doesn't have much grip, and then try and get on the throttle as early as possible. Stay in the slipstream of the car ahead, and you should be able to overtake before the end of the straight, no problem. And it helps if you do a decent gear shift as well. Overtake the Civic. Late on the brakes, but gentle on the brakes, because even though ABS is working, it still allows you to lock up the brakes to a certain degree. But I have zero traction control, so I need to really manage that acceleration. You can see that the time of day is progressive as well. You can see it's physically getting darker while racing, and that's something that they made a big deal about. It's a living, breathing track. Time progression is nothing new. I mean, a set of course, all these types of games can do it, but maybe it's a first for Forza in particular. But yeah, this feels really, really good on a pad. It feels awesome. I'll let you guys know what it feels like on a wheel once I've got it set up. I think I've got one more lap. I'll jump into the cockpit cam as well, just so you guys can have a look. But in a real race with more cars on the track, still doing over 100 frames per second. Yeah, it's getting so much darker now. And tire wear is simulated, so you can start feeling the grip start to go away as well. That's why I'm struggling a little bit to stay on the track. Just went off the track limits there. I didn't get a penalty for it, so that's good. You can literally feel every bump on the curb while going across it on the control pad. So I'm interested to see what the force feedback's going to be like on my wheel. I think I've got the Logitech G920. Basic wheel, but it's a decent standard for a beginner wheel.
Last lap.
Okay, let's finish things off. I've actually developed quite a healthy lead. I can avoid to take a little bit of risk now in this lap and try and really push the car. I'll do a fast lap. Barely kept it on the road there. Not the best entry to this corner. The audio is always excellent with Forza. They really do a great job with how their cars sound. Gran Turismo could do a little bit better in that department. Yeah, impressed so far. I drove a few other cars in the intro scene, and they were a bit more sporty. You can really feel the weight difference. This car feels very, very heavy at the moment. Perhaps we can do some weight reduction in the future, but right now, you know, they really, really feel a lot different to other car models. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for my first look at Forza Motorsport. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video.
Good work out there. We finished P1.
And as always, guys, thanks for watching.
Only one more event left to go in the series. Let's get going.